number 536. Sci-fi usually limit mutants' lifespan to that of human, but that is not their default lifespan. But by doing so they increase the mutants' points for powers. This is what Aberrant RPG does by multiplying the mutants' quantum by 2, which is same as multiplying his default BL or power level by 2, decreasing his default LS or lifespan by 2, giving him human level lifespan. Rule number 3 and 6. So, when both LS and BL are equals, then its value is same as his DB or default psyche. So, my same repetitive question, will the coincidences ever end? No, doesn't seem so, as I notice another similarity between my RPG and Aberrant RPG. The quantum in Aberrant RPG is C2DB/10 equals quantum, while it is ambiguous if Aberrant RPG means for its quantum pool to be at C2 or C1. Quantum pool is left square bracket, C1 DB/10, right square bracket. If mutant is at 5 quantum at 50 C2 DB, then it should be at 20 C1 DB, except Aberrant left square bracket like all other major RPGs right square bracket tries to fudge its RPG mechanics based on my ideas. How else can I explain the coincidences of similarities? Aberrant lacks units of magnitude like every other RPGs. Not sure why RPG don't put units of magnitude, unless they're stealing my ideas, somehow, not sure how. The quantum one in Aberrant RPG is 10 C2 DB equals 10 points. In Primal Order RPG equals 3.16 atoms, while quantum 10 is 100 C2 DB equals 100 points in Primal Order RPG, but in Bism, its atoms equals left square bracket, C2 DB cap 1/2, right square bracket. Note, quantum in Aberrant RPG can also be at C1, so must be careful what unit you apply to quantum, and level is plus/quantum, where its base, quantum, the recursive statement, is at C2 or at C1. Rule number 535. 1940 USA nuclear technology was at ~40 C2 BL, but or the 1940 German jet bomber at ~40 C3 BL will have a maximum velocity of this, left square bracket, 40 over 2 cap 2 right square bracket equals 400 miles per hour. You divide by 2, since it's carrying weapons. Note that C3 at BL or DB equals C2 cap log 10, C2 at BL or DB. So, then, a military aircraft at 20 C2 BL or 49.28 C3 BL with weapons will have a maximum velocity of left square bracket left curly bracket C3 BL / to right curly bracket cap 2 right square bracket miles per hour. If it has any anti-radar capability, then divide C3 BL by 3, rather than by 2 to compute its maximum velocity in miles per hour. The Stealth F-117 is at 117 C3 BL equals 27.425 C2 BL based on Russian paper published 1927. Putting the F-117 at 27.425 C2 place. Note that C3 equals C2 cap log 10 C2. You can also use C number to figure out the rise and fall of the Roman Empire. To compute F-117's anti-radar capability, figure out the C3 for its maximum velocity, and its extra C3 for its weapons, and subtract it from its total C3. It should nicely divide by 3 or 4, but if it is divided by 4, then I'm not sure what that missing extra modifier is for. I'm not an expert in the Stealth F-117. But, if it's divided by 3, then its maximum velocity is at left square bracket, 117 over 3 cap 2 right square bracket equals 39 cap 2 miles per hour equals 1521 miles per hour. But, if it is divided by 4, then its maximum velocity is odd left square bracket 117 over 4 cap 2 right square bracket equals 29.25 cap 2 miles per hour equals 855.56 miles per hour. If 117 had a few incidences of falling apart, maybe due to this rule, meaning lack of points would cause it to fall apart, as it did. And if 117 has 3 night lights below it, when it takes off and when it lands, so people seeing 3 lights in the night sky enclosed formation in Area 51 were maybe the 3 lights of the F-117 or a similar or some military aircraft or some aircraft. And for people outside Area 51 seeing 3 lights in closed formation in different parts of USA or in other countries were maybe seeing the F-117, and it was not a F-0, but the F-117 or some Earth aircraft with 3 night lights. Rule number 534. Do not confuse Super X, the motorcycle of 1920, with Super X, the spaceship with Freezing Ray, in the Godzilla movie. The second Supers is odd either 20C1BL or DB if latter for its creator, and former for its pilot, which would reduce as DB to 3D6 or 18C1DB, but if odd 20C1BL for its creator, then the pilot is reduced to 3D6 or 18C2DB rather than odd 3D6 or 18C1DB given to its creator. Rule number 533. Both C3 in my RPG Hybrid and Active Points in Champions, Hero RPG has or come in LS, DB, and BL forms, which are implied in Champions, Hero RPG, as well as in Bism RPG, as well as in Aberrant RPG, have a tri-stat system, similar to my tri-stat system, but it's implied in these 3 other RPG systems and my C2 unit is usually referred to as real points in Champions, Hero RPG LS or lifespan stat in my RPG Hybrid is referred to as end stat in Champions. Hero RPG, the same LS or lifespan concept is referred to as body stat in Bism RPG. And spending LS to reduce cost of BL by increasing BL for powers is spending N to reduce cost of powers, increasing C3 active points available for powers, also done in Champions Hero, but it's done in an awkward way, since Champions Hero RPG does not take into account units of magnitude. But that same or similar principle is coincidentally also same or similar as my basic principle, but I came up with it independently of any other RPG, and I only read about it in Champions Hero RPG after I came up with a similar or same principle in my own. There are a number of ways that you can interpret the concept of 0 and 1/2 n in Champions or / and Hero RPG. Based on limitation or limitations or / and advantage or advantages, which my interpretation or interpretations of it seem to be implied and is not directly stated anywhere in either of the RPGs, both manifestations of each other. When they say 0 end, it does not mean 0 end in the literal sense, but odd x coordinate 0 or center, which is referred to as DB or default psyche, which is slightly similar to and only slightly similar to the mind stat in Bism RPG, where its mind stat is incomplete. The way Bism RPG defines its mind stat, lot more incomplete than my DB or default psyche stat, which seems lot more complete than the mind stat of Bism RPG, is similar to my RPG. But, getting back to end, you can use either limitation or limitations or / and advantage or advantages in either LS to figure out BL or in BL to figure out LS. Each decrease when the other increases and vice versa, where each increases when the other decreases. For exact amount, use rule number 3 and R number 6. It is good idea to set 0 and to DB or default psyche, but it is not required, as you can set it to either maximum C number BL or minimum C number LS. So, when you reduce default LS with 1/2 limitation, increasing BL by 1/2 advantage, and vice versa. But it seems that both Champions and Hero RPG seem to be concealing this basic fact, so it's not clear if I or it has published it first, since Champions and Hero RPG has not directly stated this, and since I have, it would imply that I've published it first before either of them, since most Champions and Hero RPG players seem clueless to this fact, since they simply memorize what's written without understanding it. And, if Champions and Hero RPG doesn't wish to directly state it or can't for whatever reason, one wonders if it is their original idea, for I've read in internet that it isn't. An analogy would be dots used by Bill Gates, but dots was written by another. The rumor said something to the same effect, but not sure where I read it. Although, it and other RPGs being similar to my RPG, it could just be a coincidence, and nothing more than that. To digress, to return to unify RPGs into my one RPG, the M theory of RPGs, hybrid, seems aberrant. RPG implies a similar tri-stat system. Rule number 532, to construct a car, use C4, in terms of horsepower. The C2BL can be calculated based on left square bracket 10 plus left curly bracket, year and dash 1900 slash 10 right curly bracket right square bracket, year greater than or equal to 1900. The C4 is a unit of magnitude, not explosive. C3 equals C2 cap log 10, C2, and C4 equals C3 cap log 10, C3. Equals number of horsepower for DLC4. Rule number 531, foundation of a building needs to be at depth of x in feet, if its or height of building is at left square bracket x cap 2 slash to right square bracket equals y, so, total is x plus y. The thickness of the metal plate or sheets used in construction is in number of millimeters equals x to compute height of building. The equation might work on bridges, but I'm not sure. If you replace metal with cement or wood, it should still work, but the structure may or will become weak.